Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new national party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
National Colors Day. Every proud Grenadian is asked to deck off in clothing highlighting the colors of our flag. Whether you are dressed for work, daily routines, or casual engagements, showcase the true Grenadian spirit. Every ministry, every department, and all workplaces are encouraged to join in. National Colors Day, Wednesday, February 6, 2019. Endorsed by the National Celebrations Committee. Our people, our colors, our day. On Wednesday, February 6th, National Colors Day.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming.
National Health Insurance awaits government approval on health services recommended by the UWI Health Unit. Details to this story and more in the National Report. With the National Report for Friday, January 25th, 2019, I am Sherian Noel. Now that the package has been submitted by UWI's Health Economic Unit, the National Health Insurance is awaiting approval from government on the services that will be offered under the National Health Insurance. That's according to Ms. Claudette James, project head of the National Health Insurance. She was addressing a ceremony Friday to unveil the NHI logo.
To date, UE has completed and submitted to the government the benefit package, the group of health services that will be included in the NHI package. We now await approval from government on the acceptance of this proposal. They have completed the organizational and governance structure for the NHI. This was submitted to Cabinet, and to date, I can say that Cabinet has approved one of the models they submitted, which was a model that the NHIS or the NHI will become a department within the NIS. So you'd have the board of directors of the National Insurance Board, you'd have a deputy director of the NHI, you'd also have a deputy director of the NIS. So that has been approved by Cabinet.
The UWI team of consultants also conducted a macroeconomic study to ascertain feasibility and sustainability of the NHI project.
Currently, they are working on the revenue generation options, which is trying to determine how an NHI will be financed. They have also conducted working capacity development, and this is training and advising the key persons as to how an NHI works and how it will be administered. Today, they have conducted training with the staff of the Secretariat, the NIB, and various ministries. They have also conducted sensitization sessions with some of our key stakeholders, such as the social partners, including the TUC, the Chamber of Commerce, the PS and staff of the Ministries of Health, Social Development and Finance, and they also met and conducted sessions with the Board of Directors of the NIB.
The NHI is a compulsory health financing program that aims to provide health care coverage for all Grenadians. The Morris Bishop International Airport has received an ambulance for the Crash Fire Rescue Department that will help in its efforts to maintain its Category 9 status. And even while this was being handed over, General Manager of the Airports Authority, Mrs. Wendy Frances Williams, promised the upgrade will continue to ensure the status is maintained.
We are also going to hand over in the future, near future, this year, another fire truck as well. That fire truck will come before the end of this year. We've already ordered the fire truck. It's being built. And that in itself will also tighten that requirement by ICAO for us to meet that Category 9 status.
Tourism Minister Dr. Clarice Modest-Cowan commended the authority for the strides it continues to make, even with the limited resources.
ICAO has been visiting us, and they have been looking at what we do and how we do it and what we have. And while you may have excelled in certain areas, certainly this would have been one of the shortcomings. And I'm happy to also hear that you plan to add another fire truck to the fleet. So you are following as I said, the guidelines, but I think you're doing more than that. You're showing that you're concerned about lives, because, as I said, they can demand what they want. But if we don't care about our people, and if we don't manage our fundings, our finances, our revenues, we will find that we still cannot achieve.
Grenada's new permanent representative to the Organization of American States has reaffirmed her country's commitment to working in close partnership with OAS member states to build resilience, advance social development, and collectively transform the economies of the hemisphere. Ms. Yolande Smith was at the time presenting her credentials to the Secretary General of the OAS, Mr. Louis Almagro. Restating Grenada's commitment to build a stronger OAS, Ms. Smith said, "We believe in the principles that foster the maintenance of strong institutions, good governance, respect for rule of law, and the promotion of human dignity." She added that Grenada shares with the OAS an abiding dedication to transform the organization into an effective and relevant collective body that helps to deliver a brighter future to our hemisphere with more rights for more people. Secretary General Almagro highlighted Ambassador Smith's broad service in the public sector and knowledge of multilateral diplomacy. He further noted that having Ambassador Smith among us underscores Grenada's commitment to gender parity in representation. With her arrival, 4 of Grenada's 8 representatives have been women. Ms. Smith also serves as Grenada's ambassador to the United States. Grenada was the first Eastern Caribbean country to join the OAS shortly after independence in 1974. This is the National Report. More news after the break.
We are back with you to continue the work. We need you to improve our Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique on the road to national sustainable development. We're back.
So how can we invest more in the sporting arena to bridge that gap for a lot of young people?
I think there should be more forums like this.
We need to find a way in which to combat that. Now,
join us for the next National Sustainable Development Plan 2035 Contributors Forum at Wesley College, January 28th, 7 p.m.
Welcome back. Grenada and its CARICOM partners have agreed that an urgent meeting should be sought with United Nations Secretary General to request the UN's assistance in resolving the continued crisis in Venezuela. The country's political crisis appears to be reaching boiling point amid growing efforts by the opposition to unseat the socialist president Nicolas Maduro. A video conference meeting of CARICOM heads and foreign ministers, in which Grenada was represented by the Honorable Peter David, reiterated that the crisis can only be resolved peacefully through meaningful dialogue and diplomacy. In this regard, heads offered their good offices to facilitate dialogue among all parties to resolve the deepening crisis and called on external forces to refrain from doing anything to destabilize the situation. And finally, there is now an identity to the National Health Insurance. The NHI's logo was unveiled on Friday, which the team hopes will become the face of a fully established and functional National Health Insurance program in Grenada. Communications Officer with the NHI, Abigail McIntyre, gave a review of the concept and the selection process.
The designs were judged on the following simple guidelines. The logo should communicate health, simplicity, and professionalism. It must be the original work of the entrant or student, and the design can be text, a symbol, or a combination of both text and symbol. I must say a special thank you to the judges, Mr. Wayne Green of Sign Experts, Mr. Dwayne Noel, Information Technology Manager of the National Insurance Board, Mrs. Lydia Phillip Jones from the Ministry of Health, and NHI's Project Head, Ms. Claudette James.
The school's category of the competition was won by Preston High of Laborie Mennonite School, while Trail St. Charles won the general category. The winners were presented with their prizes by Project Chair Claudette James and Director of the National Insurance Scheme Dorset Cromwell, respectively. Now for a recap of the top story. Health insurance awaits government approval on health services recommended by UWI Health Unit. On behalf of the entire news team, I am Sherian Noel.
The pride and joy of a nation is its flag. Its colors and arrangement makes it significant and stunningly beautiful. On Wednesday, February 6th, it's National Colors Day. Every proud Grenadian is asked to deck off in clothing highlighting the colors of our flag. Whether you are dressed for work, daily routines, or casual engagements, showcase the true Grenadian spirit. Every ministry, every department, and all workplaces are encouraged to join in. National Colors Day, Wednesday, February 6th, 2019. Endorsed by the National Celebrations Committee. Our people, our colors, our day. On Wednesday, February 6th, National Colors Day.
Are not set too high, for this Grenadian dream is a worthy pursuit. We recommit ourselves to our democracy and to Grenada. We shall not look back nor stand still. We shall keep moving. Vote NNP because we are far from finished.
Don't tell me it's not worth fighting for.
You're listening to Hard Talk Grenada via www.hardtalkgrenada.com.
10 facts on pension. 1. The Pension Disqualification Act of 1983 was validated on April 22, 1985 by the democratically elected government led by former Prime Minister Herbert Blaise. This means that public workers employed in pensionable posts after February 22, 1985 are not legally entitled to a pension from the government of Grenada. 2. The judgment in the Hermelin Armstrong case does not create legal precedents for the reinstatement of pension to public workers employed after February 22, 1985. The judgment created a legal precedent only for those workers who joined the public service in a pensionable post between April 4, 1983 and February 22, 1985. There were 56 such workers. The government restored pension to those 56 workers in 2018 at a cost of $7.7 million. 3. All officers employed in a pensionable post who joined the service after February 22, 1985 are not legally entitled to a pension from government. They are only entitled to a pension from NIS once they meet the necessary requirements as per the NIS Act. 4. The Cabinet's decision in 2016 to reform pension is rooted in moral and social justice principles and is not a legal obligation. Therefore, any agreement on pension is a win for public officers. 5. The MOU signed between government, the unions, and staff associations in February and March 2018 stated that the pension regime, which will be implemented, must be affordable and sustainable. 6. The proposed pension regime for public workers employed between February 22, 1985 and December 31, 2018, as stated in the MOU, is a non-contributory pension scheme. Therefore, no deductions will be taken from workers' salaries to finance their pension from government. Pensioners also benefit from any future negotiated salary increases. 7. It was agreed by all parties that a worker's annual pension would be a minimum of 70% of their final salary to be paid jointly by the NIS and the government of Grenada. 8. Government is not obligated to offer an advanced pension payment, commonly called a gratuity. However, government has proposed to make an advanced pension payment of 2% of the full pension, an amount it can practically and reasonably afford, given its current and projected revenue stream. It should be noted that an advanced pension payment can be seen as a non-interest-bearing loan that the government grants to the pensioner, which must be repaid in equal monthly installments in the form of a reduced monthly pension over 12.5 years. 9. Under the proposed 2% advance pension payment or gratuity, retirees will be entitled to a higher monthly pension than if a larger advanced payment was given. And 10. If the government was to accommodate any higher rate of gratuity, the implications will be severe for the country, as this will translate to higher taxes such as VAT, income tax, and property tax, higher import duties, the possibility of hundreds of millions of dollars in grants being lost, lower expenditure in critical areas such as healthcare, agriculture, roadworks, and youth development, and retrenchment of workers. Government is committed to an amicable resolution to the pension matter for the good of all Grenadians.
And good morning to Grenada, Carriacou, and Pity Martinique. Once again, it is time for Hard Talk. My name is Sheldon Scott.
And I'm Devon Romain.
And it is Hard Talk on the island of Grenada. Beautiful place in the spice. Ooh. Yeah, the most beautiful of the beautiful. Yes, indeed.
It is too beautiful for it.
Yeah. Hard Talk is live on 97.5 City Sound FM, broadcasting from the historic, beautiful River Road in St. George.
89.5 CRFM, right up there in Manjaloo, overlooking the city.
All right, and we're also live on 92.9 Sister Isle FM.
And in New York, Brooklyn, New York, 94.9 WeiVybz Radio.
Yeah. Oh, good part now there in Brooklyn.
Kunumunu Wayne.
Yeah. So this is the winner of the 2019 Independence Crown. Yeah, let's bust the tune. Bust the tune, man.
Every year we painting to show patriotism. It's a paintorama once independence come. Sadly the paints will wash away some as quickly as the next day. But the things we do and say, these as will have respect in each and every aspect. So what they say and do will never leave us transfixed. Then we go bring the oil down, the strong rum, the spices, the beaches, the sapot, the cocoa, while Indian and Veco to make up for all the pain that we waste. Let us create a new portrait of this place. Like everyone painting to prove their loyalty. Watch paintbrush and buckets punctuate my country. This emulsion wear out so quick. Most disappear within a week. When we act unpatriotic, these are the pictures that's going to stick. So even if we have a big problem, we see the nationwide littering, boy, don't put that on the painting. Remember the whole world watching. And when investors come, they treat our heritage like nothing, boy. Don't put that on the painting. That thing does raise up my skin. And let me paint a picture of a nice Grenada, where you and me could work to make us litter free. Protect flora and fauna throughout Grenada, and investors will respect the patrimony.
Yes, indeed.
The cuckoo, kalalu, the dry fish, pasu, fish Friday.
Yeah, that competition would have taken place at the Sater's bus terminus on a Saturday night.
By creating a new portrait of this place.
Yeah, the defending champion did not defend.
No, you did not defend.
Yeah, the defending champion decided, watch, I win that already. I win that how much time. Let me take a look at rest.
Give somebody an opportunity.
You know, he's a humble fella, yeah?
Yeah, very much so.
So he humble himself. He say, listen, I win it already. Let somebody else get the crown and give me a little challenge to go and get it back.
And it's always better to be to get out of the tournament than to be defeated, eh?
Yeah.
It's much better.
Although he might not have been defeated, you know.
Yeah, you know.
Roots man we talking about, eh?
Yeah, so he ain't taking that chance, but
yeah, no. But the crown still stay in St. David.
Yes. that's the irony, you know, the whole thing. St. David is just...
The crown still stay in St. David. And you know, one thing I've realized, though, is that you would have guys that have excellent songs. That doesn't mean that you win the crown because you have a good song. Sometimes it's based on your, well, most times it's based on your performance on the night.
On the night, that's what it is.
Your voice don't stay up. You can't hit your cues. You're out. Your stage performance was weak. Your delivery was weak and lackluster. Lacked energy and power. That's it. Because you have people that had some wonderful songs and so. And well, I didn't actually get a chance to view it though.
I did.
Yeah, babysitting duties. You know how it does go. Yeah, so
duty calls.
Yeah, man, I like that. I don't mind. You know, babysitting duties could call me every single day.
So the positions.
I don't have the list of the positions though. I know that Saw Serpent won. Yeah. We could try to find out the positions. And we should be joined sometime this morning by Dr. Fleming. I'm not too sure if he got stuck this morning, but sometime this morning we should be joined by Dr. Fleming.
Our in-house doctor.
Yeah, we should be joined by the doc, man. One of our doctors. We have several doctors. We have doctors in mathematics and chemistry and so on. We have people that have their doctorate in engineering. We have people that have their doctorate in economics. We have people that have their doctorate in psychology, and then we have medical doctors. So we have people who have their doctorate in ophthalmology, people who have their doctorate in dentistry and oral surgery,
even foreign relations.
Yeah, we are real people with doctorate.
We got resource persons that we can tap into every so often.
But you know, an important thing to note about Saturday's activity, it was powered by Leon. Ding by Blue Bubbles by
Blue Bubbles.
Blue Bubbles and a Blue Bubbles song.
Blue
Bubbles tent and audio rental.
Wow.
Yeah, well, full service, not just tent and audio.
Full service.
Full service.
Yeah, man.
When Ding handle you, handle you. Sorry, Leon.
Congratulations, Leon.
Leon and his staff, man. Yeah, my good friend. Ding! Morning, man. Morning. I hope you and the staff out there at Blue Bubbles are having a wonderful day, folks. Just remember, you're having your wedding, you're having your activity, you need someone to handle your business with, you need a little tent set up and thing. You decide you want to do your wedding on Lassajes Beach and you want the ocean waves making the little song in the background and a little breeze passing through, and you want some tents on the beach.
Call Blue Bubbles.
Right.
Leon.
You want some chairs and thing that ain't going to end up down in the sand because the person had enough sense to put a little platform so that the chairs could stay on the platform instead of putting chairs on the beach, and when people sit down, the chair down inside the sand and the person like they sit down flat on the ground. All kind of Call Leon.
That won't happen with you with Blue Bubbles at all.
Yeah.
They got it going on.
Yeah, man. Yeah. In fact, they say when Papa God coming back and he had, you know, the trumpet at the song, they say he go using Leon sound system for that.
Good morning to all of you on the live who have just joined us. Louisa, Leslie Ann, Claudette, all of you, wherever you are.
Good morning to you. Good morning. And folks, remember to like and share, share the live, like and share. Yeah, like and share the live so that everyone can know that Hard Talk is on this morning. Yeah. Hey, before we get into other things as well, man. Hey, boy, Grenada down in Trinidad doing thing, man. Yeah, in the Groovy Monarch, Grenada has two people fighting up in the Groovy Monarch in Trinidad there. So we have our very own Vaughn.
Okay.
Yeah, Vaughn. Not Leon, but Vaughn. Vaughn. Yeah, we just change people name here. So right now he's not Vaughn again, he's Vaughn.
It's Vaughn.
Yeah, Vaughn. So we have Vaughn with Trouble in the Morning, and we have Mandela Links.
Wow.
Yeah, Mandela Links is actually a St. David man and a St. John man in one. He's a St. David and St. John man. They are Grenadian. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, bottom line.
We really care which part of the islands he's from. He's a Grenadian. So he's there with Tombstone. You know, when he did put jab on the Tombstone?
Tombstone making up
name for himself, man. Yeah, but don't be too hurried to get that Tombstone, brother? Yeah, take your time. Wait, nah, not in a hurry. And then in the Power Soca, and we're speaking of the semifinals here, not the finals. They have to go through the semifinals to get to the finals. We have three powerhouses out there in the Power Soca Monarch. We have Lil Natty and Thunder, the reigning Soca and Road March champions here in Grenada, with Get In Your Section. Yes, so they are in the Power Soca. Then we have Mr. Killer with Run With It. Killer.
But Killer, be careful with this.
And that song in Trinidad, people you see here in Grenada, a man grab people and he run through the crowd and think you get bonks and think we just laugh and we say keep. Trinidad, a man get bonks and all kind of thing. The man dipping for his thing.
Right. Next thing you run and you just pick up somebody and run with them. I mean, that is.
Next thing that song play in the middle of San Fernando or in High Street or something, and people say run with it, so they grab people clothes, they grab anything from them store and they just run with it. And they say Killer tell them do it.
I see man running with fridge and table and everything.
Stove all kind of thing. Yeah, man. Hey, Quincy. Morning, brother. Quincy, man. I hear Quincy was up there too, man. You know, Quincy's the engineer, so I hear Quincy was handling scenes up there as well, man.
And the turnout, I understand, was it was good.
Let me get them a piece of another song from on Saturday. Let's get them a piece of another song from on Saturday as well.
I am Grenadian. Just tell them we run, we proud of we country. Tell them we run, we proud of we land. Tell them we run, we proud of we people. Proud Grenadian. Just tell them we run, we proud of we country. Tell them we run, we proud of we land. Tell them we run, we proud of we people. Proud Grenadian.
Yes, sir. Wait now, let me just give you a rundown of the top 5. In position number 5, The Messenger. And we interviewed Messenger last year, Carnival, right here. You remember Messenger? She was in studio with us last year, Carnival.
Yes, she
so,
was.
yeah, she placed number 5 in the Independence Calypso competition. In position number 4, Baraka. Baraka. And the thing, I don't have Messenger tune. Messenger, we know you listen now. We know, we know Rastaman, listening. So one of you, get your tune to us. We want, because I like to have my compilation of independence music, because we play it on Hard Talk throughout the year. One program that you don't have two hypocrites sitting on is this one, because we ain't just independence Grenadians. We're always Grenadians. So we want your music. Yeah, same way we have other people's, we want yours. Baraka, same thing. Superstar, I know that 97.5 they're going to tell you, we want your music.
Send it out for us.
Top Cat, usually you send your stuff to me, but I didn't see anything from you, man.
Top Cat
TC.
Second, I think.
Yeah, he plays second. So that's the lineup there. You have the Messenger in position number 5, Baraka in position number 4, Superstar in position number 3, Top Cat in second position, and Sour Serpent in first position. If I'm not wrong, I think this is second year Top Cat placing second.
Yep.
Knocking on the door.
Tell you. Yeah,
TC knocking on the door.
Well, I mean, rendition was really good last year. This year again, he's right there. He's consistent,
Yeah.
Over the last couple of years, he has been consistent. He will get there.
He's knocking on the door.
He will get there. St. Patrick's.
He's knocking on the door, and if he find he's knocking on the door and they open it, he could just unscrew it and throw it aside. Yeah, throw the door aside.
Don't pass through the back though.
Top Cat in that kind of fella, man. Yeah, but a bad bodywork. When I say a bad, really excellent bodywork.
Top of the line.
You want to make your vehicle look like brand new? Check Top Cat.
Top of the
check
line.
Top Cat.
Right there in River Sally.
Right now we could do our own version of whether to take them vehicle like our old vehicle and remake it.
Cut and make it.
You could get TC to do that, man. Yeah, them can handle that for you.
Excellent paint job. I mean, and he got some very good workers. There with him, you know. He's located at River Sally, right opposite the Nagma building in River Sally. Right there. You can't miss it.
Folks, and also if you've been listening, because usually when we start Hard Talk from 10 o'clock, we do start from 10 o'clock, although we're going to be making some changes very, very, very soon, and we keep promising that, but it's coming. We just wanted to sort out one or two things in studio. You realize we've been changing up how the studio looks and so on, and how the studio sounds and all of that. We've been changing up some stuff.
It's coming.
But if they were listening earlier, they would have heard the program by the National Water and Sewage Authority, and I hope everyone pay attention, not only to the National Water and Sewage, but also the programs we play by the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority. The reason being, we are entering a period of El Nino, and El Nino is that weather phenomenon that causes extremity in the weather, so that as we're going into the dry season, they're saying that we may have a worse dry season than we had in the year 2010. And
for 2010 was off the hook.
For those of us that remember 2010, some people had to spend days, a couple of weeks without a pipe-borne supply of water. You had to get the
truck water.
To be coming around and so.
You had to buy bottled water and so.
But does it mean it's time for NOWASA to mitigate against this by going deeply into desalination?
Yes, it's something that they need to.
I definitely would have thought. I know it's a funding issue, but we definitely need in the south of the island a desalination plant,
especially in the south of the island.
Yeah, desalination, whether it's in Woburn, Calivini, or it's further south. But we need a desalination plant in the south of the island.
A backup.
So that your rainwater, and so you end up in periods like this, that can kick in and provide a portion of the water that's needed.
Exactly.
Because it's water. Whether it comes from desalination or it comes from rain, by the time it goes through the process, it's exactly the same. It's H2O.
It's pure.
So, it's the same thing. So we definitely need to start looking at desalination.
And NOWASA too is about to undergo a number of projects to enhance the capacity, the storage capacity, and so around the island.
But the storage capacity is one. But if you don't have the water to put in the storage, it's another case.
But
in Carriacou, they have the desalination, so I don't think it's going to affect Carriacou in a significant way. Although the many homes in Carriacou, they depend on the cistern. You know, they have the cistern system.
Yeah.
They're not connected to they're connected to Noasan. So they have the cistern and they deal with the rainwater, or they have ponds and so on that they would use for animals and different things like that.
But also too, I don't think even in Grenada here, shortage of water is not really an issue, you know.
Don't say that.
No, man, look, if you look, for example, look at the largest river in Grenada, okay? Coming from Granitang all the way down to the sea. Look at the amount of millions of gallons of water that passes through every day. I think the issue, in my view, and strategically too, is storage facility and the connections to transport the water through different villages. It may cost because of our mountainous, you know, island and so,
but it is being said though that this dry season, and you see there's the other side of it, because you're speaking of serious dry weather conditions going into July.
Wow.
But then when it flips and it goes into the rainy season, you're speaking the opposite in extreme. You're speaking some serious floods, mega hurricanes, floods, that sort of thing. So we need to start preparing. We need to start preparing. In fact, this Wednesday, we should be having in studio with us a representative from NADMA, Miss Oslin Crosby, would be in studio with us on Wednesday. And we would be talking about things like that because it is an issue. It is definitely an issue.
An issue that we must be
So we have to be careful with that. So we're looking at that. Folks, that means that you need to, starting now, conserve water.
Yeah.
Because already, Les Avocat, I think, is already down, has gone down by a significant percentage, and other dams are going down by significant percentages. So we need to be careful. We need to ensure that we conserve water, and we also need to ensure that we have proper storage facilities.
Proper, not just storage, but proper storage.
It cannot be a situation that you know you're going into this sort of time. And as happened in 2010, the last minute is when you see everybody running to buy water tank. Every boat coming up from Trinidad had a pile of water tanks on it. You could go buy on the spot, get a tough tank. He has water tanks right now. I don't know how long he will have them for after we say this, but he has water tanks there right now.
And for those of you, your family always send barrels and so for you, let them send the plastic, big plastic containers.
One person messaged us last week, I believe was Depot, and says that those blue things are not necessarily the best thing for drinking water.
No, that's for storage, using outside, and that's for drinking. We know the best way to store drinking, but for storage, usage outside your toilets, for washing, and that sort of thing. So, 2-3 of that outside, and that may help you through.
Yeah.
You know?
So, folks, get, and especially the farmers and so on.
Yes, right.
Yeah, it's going to, you have to put mitigating things in place.
Now.
Because here's what's going to happen. If farmers do not prepare properly to deal with the drought conditions, we are going to end up in a situation that the average cost of fruits and vegetables produced locally is going to go up.
Would rise.
Also, even those that are imported, because we're not going to be the only country impacted.
Scarcity.
The price is going to go up. That's how they artificially keep the price of diamonds high. You know, it's not that the world doesn't have a lot of diamonds. You know, they have diamonds,
they just cut
but
the supply.
they supply. They make sure it's only a little bit come out, so the price remains high. So that's the same thing that we're seeing now. Could happen. Not that it's going to be artificially high, but the same thing can happen when it comes to the issue of fruits and vegetables. So, folks, even if you could do your little backyard and you have a little spring close by that you could water and so on, do a little something. Nothing is wrong with taking a little smoker in case them crate, or take some bamboo and make a little something and have your own little lettuce and tomato and peppers and
old
fridge and thing.
Old fridge, put the light down, put dirt in it, and so
the prices will go up. And don't go and cost the vendors in the market. It's supply and demand. Simple business economics. supply and demand. Where you strangle the supply, the demand will rise, and therefore the price going to rise with it. So you would find that the price of fruits and vegetables can go up exponentially. So farmers, you all need to place priority on your irrigation systems, where you're going to get your water from, and so on. Nice? Good.
Hey, I just want to extend our sympathies and so to Chris, right, who has lost his aunt and his grandmother within this month of January.
River Sally, man.
River Sally, yeah.
Solia, man.
Really want to extend our sympathies and so.
And your brother, who we know is listening right now, and most likely will call in a while. We know he's listening.
You understand? Hard Talk family extends that, to you.
And we know she used to be listening too.
Yep.
Yeah. Also, condolences to the family. Hey, Nassif, DJ Kangaroo, my condolences, man, on the passing of his father, our good friend Ivor Goddard, who passed away on the weekend out of Mount Morris. In fact, Ivor was one of the people that used to call regularly to Hard Talk. Has not been in the best of health recently, so you wouldn't have been hearing him calling in to Hard Talk and many other programs. In fact, the last call I think I got from him would have been a little around election time, maybe a little after election. Last time I heard him on radio, that could have been sometime around August or so last year. I think in relation to some dogs or something. Or Shaggy, I think I heard him on. Relation to some dogs or something, I think it was interfering with animals. But our condolences go to Ivor and his family. Yeah. Folks, I think we have a call online. Let's go. Oh, God, we lost that one. We lost that one. But Grenada, again, we trending. 473 trending. So we have our artists down there in Trinidad. We have Josh Boateng.
Yeah.
He set a new indoor record for the shot put for Grenada in a meet over the weekend. I don't have the information direct in front of me. I will search for it. So before the end of the program, we could give you. Also, outside of Josh Boateng, we have Melanie Rodney. She also got a silver medal in one of the meets over the weekend as well. So our athletes are out there. We have our footballer that's out in Lebanon right now. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he's out in Lebanon right now. We have a call on the line.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning to you, sir.
Yeah, I just want to make an input. I heard you talking about El Nino. That's the weather condition that we will experience this dry season. Okay?
Yeah.
But one of the things that we could mitigate against, right? The general public, we should do this kind of rainwater harvesting, like them kayak. You understand? During the rain season, we should have built system whereby we could collect that water. So during the dry season, I think we wouldn't be that adversely affected. Capish?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right.
No problem, brother.
All right, thank you.
All right, boss. Take care. Have a good day.
Man.
Yeah, that's, and again, as he said, that's during the rainy season, because we know during the El Nino it's going to be a serious dry season. Don't expect to see no rain. Don't expect to see no rain in a hurry. Carriacou leads the way.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning to you, Devon, and good morning to you, Mr. Scott.
Good
and
morning,
how are you?
Carriacou.
I'm fine myself.
I just phoned in to say I would like to thank my minister, Mrs. Kindra Matthew Stewart, for when she came on Friday for the opening of the Bellevue Road. I want to say thank you to her and many, many, many of the neighboring villagers who came to support us. We had a wonderful time. And I also want to say thank you to Cheryl. Cheryl, good morning to you and thank you for coming. And members for the other member for the opposition, the NDC opposition, Tevin, Andrew, he was also there, graced us with his appearance to witnessing the opening of the Bellevue Road. It was a very wonderful evening we had. And I would like to say thank you. And thank you again, Mr. Minister. Thank you again for coming. And it was a job well done. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right.
And bye-bye, Mr. Scott, and bye-bye, Devon.
All right. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Wonderful.
Wow.
Yeah. Devon, I have some info to share in a while. I ain't find I seen enough people online yet. When we cross a certain number, I'll share some info. Yeah.
Pump it up.
You know when I had to drag the macro bench? I had to drag a macro bench, but I go drag it in a while. When I say I had to drag a Marco bench, all you know what time it is. All you know is like info we have. Yeah, we go drag a Marco bench. Take out. In fact, I'll find the bench in a low line. We'll put the bench there because that Marco bench had a drag this morning.
Good morning to all the parliamentary representatives of our nation, wherever you are at this point in time, whether it be cabinet or other duties. Hey, good morning to all of you, and we hope you're enjoying yourself. To the other leaders of society within our country, good morning to you. Our doctors and nurses, our police officers, teachers, public workers, wherever you are listening to us this morning, good morning to all of you.
Yeah. Also, I hear in trouble in football, man.
Yeah, I'm seeing a little glitch there of
trouble in football here in Grenada.
Yeah, here in Grenada.
But, I don't know if it's so much trouble or if it's a misunderstanding or so on, but we await to hear more information.
Mr. Joseph, would you mind giving us a call?
Nah, he ain't gonna call. If I was you, Chenny, I ain't calling nobody. Nah, I ain't calling.
CJ.
Yeah, man, I do know how to do. And Chenny, we does what we had to does, man. We just do what we had to do and does what we had to does, and we done with that. Yeah, so folks, yeah, but again, sports, and we have the World Championships taking place this year. Josh Boateng is rated very highly within the American Athletic Association rankings, also in the CAC Games rankings, and so he now has the indoor record shot put for Grenada. If you see Josh too, Josh fingernails are muscles, you know. Yes, seriously, man, fingernails are muscles.
I watched him yesterday make that throw, man.
Yeah, fingernails like, and all our muscles, man. And so. So we should have a good team enough to go to the World Championships. And also looking at, remember, we have Kurt Felix there, we have Lyndon Victor there. Yeah. We also have
Karani James.
Yeah, well, you know, obviously.
What they call him will be there. They other 400. I always forget his name. Why do that?
Braylon Taplin.
Yeah, will be there.
And then in javelin we have Markim Felix. We have Anderson Peters. Yeah. All of whom were here quite recently, and some wonderful, decent young people. And it always reminds me of something that I have up as one of my statuses, that humility is not thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less. Yeah, and I hope a lot of people understand that. Humility is not thinking of yourself less, but thinking less of yourself. Yeah? Nice. 4407377, that's the number for you to call and get onto the inside before we go and we interfere with that kind of talk. The boy, I want to interfere with that kind of talk.
347-329-3101.
Yeah, watching that this morning though, Devon, they induct the people who will become the traffic wardens. Yes. Sorry, technical man. Now here we could show you all the picture of what the traffic warden uniform look like. Yeah, we have pictures of what the traffic warders uniform look like, and so we could show a look at something. So the traffic wardens, they inducted some of them, so they're going to be going through their training starting today. Yeah. Okay. You wanted to ask a question?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, they take effect in all the parishes, or they start off pilot, either in St. George or St. Andrew?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. What I do know is that they had an exam, a written exam. Those that passed the exam are the ones that have been selected. So it's not like somebody say this person or somebody say that person or so on. There was a written exam, because obviously there have to be a certain level of academic competency to be a traffic warden. Definitely. If you're going to be issuing tickets and if you're going to be following the letter of the law, you have to be able to read the law. Yeah. You have to be able to interpret the law, and then you have to be able to apply that principle in ticketing someone and be able to defend it if that person decides that they're going to go to court to defend it, to be able to go to court because some of those busmen and them, watch them did is walking lawyers. And
terrible.
When it comes to any issue in relation to traffic, walking lawyers. So again, more employment again for
the whole
a significant number of young people.
Communicating, and so you need to have good skills in communicating with each other, because I mean, as a warden, similar to a police officer, and so you have to have the patient, you have to and so, but hey, the Royal Grenada Police Force and the Ministry of Works, and so is on top of the entire thing, training and ensuring that it works.
And they are coming in through the Ministry of National Security, the Royal Grenada Police Department. Police force. We have a...
Hey, good morning, Sheldon. Good morning, Devon.
Good morning,
How
my
everything?
friend. Not too bad.
Hey, brother Sheldon, Devon. This morning, I want to zero in on absentees of fathers at home and the attendance of fathers at church, or men in general at church. And brother Sheldon, when you look at homes, you find a lot of homes where there is absentee fathers missing. The home there is with the mother there, children there, and fathers absent. Father is not home. Right? I brother Sheldon, you say it takes a child has a father and a mother, not only a mother. A child can come into this world with only with a mother. He must have a father. And brother Sheldon, when you look at the things that cause the separation of fathers to leave the home with and the children with their mothers, it is something simple. Right? Mommy and daddy may have a misunderstanding. I know both of them are not willing to forgive one another. And by that, you find the fathers will just leave the home and go and live for himself. And when he leave, he don't even looking back to say, well, that's my children. Yes, the mother may have something, misunderstanding, but they even turn back and say, well, I will still continue minding the children. I appeal to fathers. Let we as fathers, the delinquent fathers, let them know that the child or the children remain theirs. But the girlfriend or the wife, they don't always remain the wife. They don't always remain the girlfriend. And look at the church again, Brother Sheldon Devon. The ratio of attendance at church on any given day is women in about 6, men in about 2. Where are the fathers? Where are the men? By the roadside drinking, by the roadside all talking, in the rum shop drinking. I want fathers, as we say, we celebrate our 45th anniversary. Let fathers be a good role model to the children and society. Fathers, go back to your home. Ask your wife to forgive you. And you and your family come together, and you fathers, take your children, bring them to church, right, and let them grow up a child that you will be proud of in society. So, Brother Sheldon Devon, you all have a wonderful day. God bless you all, and thank you.
All right,
my friend. Thanks very much.
Okay, so sending a message out to the fathers. Yeah, well, you're not really a father if you're doing them kind of thing.
Yeah, and see...
No, you're not a father if you're doing them kind of thing. You don't qualify to be called a father.
It's so important for us fathers to pay attention, to our children. I mean, we are not perfect. We will make mistakes. We have and we will continue to make mistakes. But it's what you do right after those mistakes, how you try to minimize them and how you try to make amends, to do better. And so on. I think that's where it is, because there's no perfect father out there. There are fathers who try their best, they do their best, and so, but there are times they falter. But we must use that, when we falter to make us more strong as we move forward, because our children depend on us, right? They depend on us, right? We have so many single parent homes, both mothers and fathers. I mean, who do it? It's difficult, right? Some women say that they play in the role of a father, but you can't. You can't. You can only be a mother, right? Same fathers. You can't play the role of a mother. There are certain qualities and things that are attributed to mothers and fathers that, we have to take seriously. That's why a lot of our young ones right now, continue to nurse the bad habits that they pick up on the wayside. Nobody to direct them and correct them. We need to try.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Devon, sometime, what would I be doing this time last year?
What is the day? Heat. Heat in the place.
Somebody wave your hands and give it praise. Say, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. No, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. Grenada, what you say? We can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. No, we can't sit down, sit down, sit down, sit down. We can't sit down. Do you know why? For all he has done for me, how he set my spirit free. He even drank the bitter cup for me. No, me can't sit down. From Palace to Calvary, he took the walk for you.
all this time last year we busy, you know, understand? Yeah.
A Sunday like
it would have been
yesterday.
Sunday. Today would have been Sunday. Because today would have been the Sunday because today's Monday this year. So last year would have been a Sunday.
We'd have been in St. John's.
I can't remember which one would have been. But would have been one of them.
One of them would have been.
We'll look in the history and see whatever Facebook remind us of, you know.
What's fun?
Yeah, you had some people that was boasting last year and all kind of thing. Oh, we voting them out. They get 13 seats we taking. They're going out. They're going out. They're going out. Those all over the country. And the same people and them, up to now, they still don't understand that and these are guys and girls that were going there and saying the political is savvy and they know what's going on and so on. And yeah, although some of them disappear and you ain't hear from them since then.
Yeah, you know, a lot of them disappeared.
Yeah, some of them just boom, disappear.
Yeah, but you know, there are some of them, when they're too silent, I become very worried, based on the experience I have with some of them. You know, but hey, ain't nothing that we can't
But you know what the experience end up happening? We know what happened to them, and there's what end up happening to them.
NDC can come back at all.
Not one seat for them.
We want progress and no more scandal.
Not one seat for them.
Hear what I tell all you. When you vote in election, they let the progress continue.
Not one seat for them.
We cannot take that chance.
Not one seat for them.
Green is the insurance.
Not one seat for them.
We got to keep moving. So this election, when all you vote, let us bury Nazim. 5 years ago, we made a change because the country needed to be rearranged. NDC got in power. The country they couldn't run. Instead of lifting us up, them buggers they bring us straight to the ground. Look at how the country take off, man with so much speed. Just because we give Dr. Mitchell another chance to lead. When keep they in power, man we does beat with chest. Because that is the only time we country does make progress.
Not one seat for them.
Get the broom and let we sweep clean.
Not one seat for them.
Forget.
Yes, I know. I shouldn't joke that. Okay, I'll behave. All right, yeah.
Man, the anniversary is coming up, so we need to hype it up.
But Devon, you know what's going on now? You have a certain group of people that meeting in a certain place, and they're plotting of how they're going to destabilize this government.
Wow.
They're trying to put their hands into various industrial disputes. They're trying to influence various sectors of the Grenadian society to make life as uncomfortable as possible for the present administration. But you know,
they're trying to disrupt. They're trying to disrupt the whole thing.
Today we want them to know. We want them to know.
We on top of the game. Bro.
Exactly. Because if all you feel that I don't know where all you're meeting, if all you feel I don't know who all you is, yeah, including former leaders, former MPs, former people who was getting, just put it like this, thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars in cushy jobs during the period of the NDC, when the average person who worked hard to put NDC in office during the period 2008 to 2013, they couldn't even get two halfpenny to rub together and make heat. It had certain people who never used to put their face out there, who never used to be out there and all kind of thing. And they end up getting thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars a month. Just to let you know that I know where you're meeting. I know all you're planning. And if you think that we know. Yeah? We know very well. We know what the plan is. We know what the strategy is. Because there are certain people that, they're playing puppet master. They used to be in front. But after they get embarrassed, they go behind. So now they're playing puppet master. Whether it's a sock puppet they're using, when they take the socks and they cut it and they make a little puppet. I don't know if it's socks puppet or if it's them that you're using like the marionettes where you have like the strings and so on, you're taking the puppet. But some of them is puppet master. And they're behind pushing all sorts of things in the front. But just to let them know that we know exactly what they're trying, and they will not succeed with it. They will not succeed because, you see, the reason that they are in the position that they are in right now, which is lacking representation in the House of Representatives, is that they believe that the average Grenadian is stupid. They believe the average Grenadian is stupid.
And they really believe that, eh? They keep saying it.
They believe it. You hear them say it to you on a daily basis. They believe that the average Grenadian is stupid. They believe the average Grenadian is lazy. And they believe the average Grenadian is greedy. That's what they believe. I'm telling you, I ain't asking you. They say it to you every day. They come and they say, oh, all of them, yeah, ENC, NNP, buy them because they're hungry mouth. In other words, you're greedy. That you didn't want to work for what you have, so that you're lazy. And they believe that you're stupid because that you can easily be influenced by others. And that is a mistake they made, which is why they don't have a seat right now. Bicycle better than them. That is why they are in the position that they're in right now. That they have to be meeting in cozy corners, trying to plot how they're going to escalate, how they're going to cause others, and how they're going to influence others in industrial circles to heighten and to instigate certain behaviors for the industrial climate of Grenada to end up a hodgepodge of confusion. That's what they're doing, you know. Never not lie?
No, but you're not lying because I know of a number of persons within that organization, right, who are very good and they strive, right? They strive on chaotic situations within the country. Either the trade unions having a strike, either something that will basically rise the people. They strive on that and they use their influence to destabilize and try to bring down, right, sitting governments. And so there are persons I know that are trained and are capable of doing these things, or wanting to do these things.
One of the main things is that they were unable to secure power through the ballot. They know that the bullet is not an option.
Yeah, they can't go through that at all. That's out of it.
No, that one is not an option. Yeah. So you could forget that stupid.
Grenada is well protected.
It's only illiterate idiots would be making that statement out there. Because people who don't understand, who don't understand politics. And so therefore, the people who making that, we're calling them. But anyhow, they have been planning. They have been plotting. They have been sitting and trying to put things in place to undermine the administration. And they have their agents, and they don't realize that you know who the agents are. But they have their agents located in various places. They have their minions who do things. It might be something as simple as making sure that somebody who had to get paid for a service that they provided for the government of Grenada doesn't get paid, so that that person can be influenced to turn against the administration. It might be something as simple as that. Might be something more complex, as in ensuring that some project that the government has that is going to be beneficial to the people of Grenada, whether you are of the poorer class, the middle class, or the upper class, that's going to be beneficial to Grenadians, sans class, that project fails.
Yeah, or they stall it as much as possible.
As long as possible. So you may hear a minister come out and say that, look, project A is going to be completed by that date. And then there are people within the system that just decide, no, we're going to give as much trouble as possible to make sure that that ain't happen. So let them call them a liar, because we're going to make sure it doesn't take place by that time. So we understand what's going on. We ain't coming to this thing with blinders. There's a reason that it have 15 members of the New National Party sitting in the House of Representatives and none of a certain other political party. There's a reason for that. Yeah? Because unlike others, the NNP ain't taking the people of Grenada for no fool. We understand that the people of Grenada are intelligent. We understand that the people of Grenada can discern information, that they can go through information and come up to their own conclusions in relation to issues. We understand that. So we had to go and try and fool nobody. Yeah, we had to do that. All we had to do is speak the truth. That's why they have never sued and cannot sue us.
They can't.
Yeah, but we're just telling you straight. We know who you are.
Be warned.
We know where you just meet. And we know what you're planning. And I can even go to say as far as we know who your agents are. Yeah? So don't feel that all you're doing thing and all you're doing it in secrecy and nobody ain't know. In the same way that we was able to play when they had what was his name again, man? That guy they brought in during the election, saying to slow it to hell down.
Slow it to hell down.
You know, there's a lot of audio from that meeting and other meetings that we never play, huh? Yeah. Because even within their own organization, there were people that were so disgusted by that sort of approach. Because within the NDC, you have a lot of decent people there. Huh?
Oh, yeah. A number of them. Hundreds, thousands of them.
You wouldn't hear them say that about us. But within the NDC, there's a lot of decent people. There are a lot of patriotic people within the NDC. We admit that.
Genuine persons who want to see...
I'm friends with some of them.
Yeah, Grenada go forward in the right way, doing the right thing. They believe in the democratic process.
Yeah. And these people will not sit there and allow the sort of nonsense that you all are planning, that you all tried during the election. You all take a little relax after the election. All they was planning certain things there. And then you come back and you're planning and you're plotting and all sorts of things right now. We know who you is. So don't play that we don't know who you are. Yeah? Don't play that we don't know who you all are. We know very well.
And soon you won't get exposed, eh? We're just letting you know.
So
just
don't play, right? That we don't know who you are.
Hey.
If you understand me, you know I don't tell you who one of the people is, eh? Yeah.
Congratulations.
I just tell you who one of the people is. I say it straight, and you ain't even pick up.
No, I pick up. I was focusing my eyes, and brain was focusing on something else.
Right.
Congratulations to Team West Indies. Wow.
Yeah, Team West Indies do thing.
Yeah, they mashed England up.
Yeah. You like Team West Indies?
Well, no, I like cricket, although I don't like how the whole cricket system is being run in the West Indies right now. I think it's problematic.
You like cricket? I'll tell you why I like.
I visit Grenada, Carriacou 1 p.m. to find out how they feel about them. Alua act, I like it. Alua act, I like it. Which one you like? We like it. Which one you like? We like it. No skinny for the competition. One, Alua act, I like it. Alua act, I like it. In my quest to find out why they chose it, they told me it.
Yes, indeed, folks. Number 44073777
and 347-329-3101.
Yeah, don't worry, we like it.
Yeah.
Alua act, I like it. Alua act. Which one you like? We like it. Which one you like? We like it. No skin for the competition. King is the better one. Alua act, I like it. Alua act, I like it.
Yeah, I know the feel we ain't gonna know. We must know. I must.
Can't
know.
Can't hide.
I Marco, people, you know, they think come in and say, they feel.
You could run, but you can't hide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, down presser, man.
And all they must play right, eh? This thing, all they want to think, they play right. Okay, good.
Right, let me play something there. Let me play something, man. Yeah, no, I'll take that.
Hi. Me and my friend, Mr. Rum.
And folks, remember, the 25th and 27th, we are going to be having here in Grenada, yeah, cricket, lovely cricket. The English team, they just get some licking there, they just get some cut.
And they will get some down in
yeah.
Grenada too. Definitely will get some.
Yes, indeed, and we go to the phone lines.
Good morning and welcome.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Romain.
Good morning to you,
morning.
sir.
Yeah, and Mr. Scott. Good
morning, sir.
Morning. A long time I haven't called in, but I've meant to for some time, and one of the things is I was encouraged to call in because of what one of the callers, one of your recent callers said, and he was speaking about the number of men not in church and being involved and so on, and it is a bit of a problem because I go to the schools to give religious instructions from time to time, and what is alarming is the number of young boys who do not attend church, and that is becoming a problem. It's not only that the men, but some of the mothers are not attending church as well, and they're not encouraging their children to go to church. And I don't think Grenada is a country. We say we are a Christian society, and I think that is something that we have to turn around. So I was very happy the other day when I heard our minister. Minister Pear, Emmeline Pear, speak about having a meeting with those who go to the schools to give you religious instructions. And I was encouraged, and I really hope she goes ahead with that, and maybe she gets some of those. There's already a group that goes very often, and maybe she should include some of them so that and include them in a program, because I think we do a good job going to schools like the GBSS and West All Secondary and so on. So, but I say it is a concerning thing. Now, the other thing I want to talk quickly about, because I haven't got much time, is the situation in Venezuela. I hear a lot of people calling in and, saying a lot of things, but I don't think they're really in touch with the Venezuelans who are here. I'm not talking about the Venezuelan embassy, because they naturally have to take the side of Maduro and the government, and you can understand that. They are diplomats. But a lot of Venezuelan people who have been my friends, and for years they have been suffering and being very concerned about what is happening in Venezuela. I mean, for years I traveled to Venezuela and I know what's going on down there, and I saw what was happening for a long time. And my thing is that it appears to me that I think Carriacou and all of us acted a bit too slow and too late. There have been signs, even going back to Chavez's time, when we could see that they were interfering with democracy, and putting socialism as one of the things they were experimenting with. But socialism is good if it is practiced in a democratic way. They definitely interfered with that, and that is what the poor people are suffering with down there now, because Chavez and Maduro have interfered too much with the whole system of the judiciary and everything, so that they could have their own way, and that is not democracy, and after a while it will end in chaos and confusion. And if even Maduro survives this time, to me, it's just prolong the suffering of the people in Venezuela, because they have been suffering for a long time. And those who want to see it will see it, because all you have to look is at the number of people leaving Venezuela in droves every day. And that is something that I know that most of the prime ministers in Carriacou is concerned about. But again, I think they started to act a little too late. Not that they had to intervene, but they could have at least, even when your friend who has helped you very much in the past is doing something wrong, you need to tell him. And you can't tell me you're living next door to a neighbor who is abusing his wife and you're saying, well, that's his internal affairs, you're not going to tell him anything about it. You need to say, no, enough is enough, and be man enough to get up and do it. And maybe if you had done it earlier, maybe Maduro might have been in a better position today to survive, but he just thought that he had everybody behind him, and now he's really in a bit of a jam. I don't know how it's going to work out, but it doesn't sound good, because everybody is saying America, America, but it's not only America, Britain, Europe, Canada, and most of the South American countries have recognized the opposition man. So, I mean, it doesn't look good, and it really is not a nice thing for this area to have all this confusion there. But I still think that if they act in the right way, everybody gets together and show Maduro that maybe if it is the majority of people, everybody says up to the Venezuelans, and I agree. But what we need to make sure is the majority of people, are they happy to keep Maduro? Or is he just being kept there by the army and a few of the people who still support him? And that's what we need to find out. Okay then, Sheldon.
All right, sir.
And Mr. Romain.
All right,
my brother.
We'll talk sometime. And if you could give me a call, I'd appreciate it very much. Eh?
Okay, no problem.
Okay, bye.
4407377
and 347-329-3101.
I think the Venezuela situation is such a complicated situation.
Very much so.
And I think it is difficult to ask the CARICOM heads to do outside of what they have already done. No one wants outside interference in their internal affairs, whether it be from one side supporting one side or the next side supporting the other side. And as such, if you look at the history of the CARICOM region, Grenada would stand as the only country, Grenada, and Haiti, which is an affiliate member, as the only two countries where you had forces from outside having to come in and that sort of thing. Even during the period of Trinidad with the mutiny back in 1970, they dealt with it internally. The coup in Trinidad in 1990, they dealt with it internally. Other instances of social unrest, even political unrest in different countries, they dealt with it internally. Even electorally, traditionally, throughout the Caribbean, it's dealt with in a specific way. And it may be difficult to ask countries to adopt a different position than what they've been adopting. In the diplomatic sense, to adopt a position outside of what they've been adopting. It is a serious situation. When you're speaking of strategic nuclear bombers, and I hope that one of the things that our Caribbean region remains is nuclear free. Whether it's the Soviet Union or the United States or whoever, we don't want no nuclear weapons, no nuclear submarines, no nuclear planes. We don't even want a nuclear powered aircraft carrier. No nuclear stuff within our region.
We have no use for them, man.
At that meeting that's taking place, I believe the Honorable Peter David is at that meeting right now at the United Nations, led by Prime Minister Timothy Harris of St. Kitts and Nevis, with some other regional prime ministers, Prime Minister Rowley, who just happens to be the nearest CARICOM, well, not the nearest, because Guyana is actually on the border, is touching them. Yeah. So one of the countries that is nearest to Venezuela, they're at that meeting right now. And I hope one of the points that they make, we don't care who you are, keep your nuclear weapons and your nuclear armaments and even your nuclear fueled items out of our region. We don't want no nuclear thing within our region. Yeah? The CARICOM has made its position clear in relation to that issue, and I think after the meeting at the United Nations, they will be hearing more.
Much more.
Yeah, I listened,
and I reserve comments for now on a lot of these things because the facts are coming in.
Over the weekend, I listened though to the discussion at the United Nations in relation to the Venezuela situation, and when I listened. There was nearly about a 2 to 3 hour stretch with the various countries speaking, from the United States to South Africa, to France, to Canada, and then they invited one or two of the Caribbean region and so on. And it's interesting to hear the varying views among the different countries on the issue. But again, we'll hear more on that when the meeting is finished in New York. We'll hear more on the Venezuela situation. It's not a situation too into right now to go into, because it is a developing situation.
It is.
And as Prime Minister Rowley said over the weekend too, and I think we need to listen. If you haven't listened to Prime Minister Rowley's press conference, it's an interesting one. Because he stated clearly, the position that you hold today, due to the circumstances that prevail at that point in time, may not be the position that you hold tomorrow, because the circumstances and the situation may change. But we have a call on the line.
Good morning and welcome.
Hello, good morning, Devon, and good morning, Sheldon. Good morning to Grenada and the rest of the listening world.
Morning, my
How
friend.
you guys doing?
Well, I'm fine.
Yeah, we're good, man. Go right ahead.
In response to the caller that talked about Venezuela issue, I mean, I want to respond to that. There's always three sides to a story. You have my side, your side, and the facts. And I'd like to say to that caller, I mean, in a situation like that, we got to look at the stories from all different angles. Look at both sides and then the facts. And then after you look at all sides and the facts, then you be truthful to yourself and make an analytic judgment as to what's happening in Venezuela. You have to go way back in history. You have to look at a number of things. Why the chaos? Why what's happening in Venezuela is happening? The caller mentioned about Chavez and him trying to be socialist. Is something wrong with a socialist system? If it's looking after, put it away, the less fortunate, the lower class people, is something wrong with that?
But before you go further, the caller did clearly state, that he doesn't see anything wrong with the socialist system within a democratic setting where people are allowed to be part of the process. He did say that.
All right, good.
So he did say that.
Because that's basically what is happening over there. But if you look around the world too many times, when leaders of countries stand up and decide that they are not going along with the colonial powers, they're going to look after their people. They are branded as communists. They are branded as dictators. And on the other side of that, we see many dictators who are puppets, quote unquote, commit much more horrible atrocities against their people. And the powers to be turn a blind eye, turn a deaf ear. So we must be careful as to what we laying judgment against, because these things too many times is double standard. The double standard is what I don't understand. It baffles me. Venezuela has the most oil reserve. Gas, I think they come in second or something like that. Also, Venezuela is second in the most gold deposits in the world. I don't know how many of us know that. And Venezuela is the #1 financier of Telesur. This is a news that brings news like it should be told. So all these things is antagonizing the powers that are accustomed to rule the world the way they want it. So we gotta, like I said before, we gotta look at history. We gotta go back into history and come forward into present day. What is happening? We gotta understand the Anglo-Saxon mentality, where they went through the world and plundered the world and continue to do. It's happening even today. Don't think because we are not enslaved anymore, it's not happening. The plundering of the different nations, the weaker ones, is still going on. And Venezuela has a lot to plunder. A lot. But Chavez and them have decided that they want their wealth for themselves. So they became a target. If you think I'm lying, look at what happened to Gaddafi. Look what happened to Saddam. Up to now, they can't find the weapons of mass destruction. They cannot give you a reason why Saddam had to go. They cannot give you a reason why Gaddafi had to go. They can't give you. They said there was weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. They can't find it. It's all about when you decide to stand up for yourself and your people. Look at Fidel, look at Chavez. You think Chavez died just like that? No. So we need to know history. It's there. All we got to do is research it. The history is there. Thank you, brother, man.
All right.
All right, my friend.
Now, one of the things I tend to do is read a lot. Not as much as I would like to be reading right now, but I tend to read a lot and try and research history and so on. But on this particular issue, I reserve comment. I reserve further comment on the Venezuela issue.
One of the things I'm sort of wary about, though, is by some people quick to jump and look at a military solution by outside forces and so. But we need to again pay attention to history as to when those things happened, right? The end result, who suffers even more, and so Good morning and welcome. Hello? Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, morning. Interesting program.
Thank you.
The caller before the last one, I would like him to teach my children religious instruction. The world is all about economics, and Venezuela is not the worst country in the world. In Saudi Arabia, a family rule, and there's no structure in place. And
Caller, we having a serious problem hearing you.
Breaking up.
If you're using a wireless device or whatever it is breaking up badly. So we're hearing one or two words, but you'll have to call us back because we're not hearing you clearly.
If you can use a landline.
Yes, something seems to be going wrong there. We can't really.
But you are breaking up.
I heard the part about not, but religious instruction is one thing. If you're speaking economics and you're speaking politics, that's another issue. Yeah, religious instruction is religious instruction, and I know the individual. I know he does an excellent job in relation to that. When I made the statement earlier, he's an example of that. When I say humility is not thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less. I think that's an individual who epitomizes that in my view. I know him personally, and I believe he epitomizes that. Yeah? We have a caller.
Good morning and welcome.
Hello, morning.
Good morning to you.
Am I getting...
You're live.
Sorry, because something is wrong somewhere. The phone is not connecting in the normal way. How are y'all guys doing?
Oh, we good,
I'd love to hear your voice again.
All right.
Well, maybe you might love to hear my voice. I don't know.
Happy New Year.
Because watch me.
Happy New
I'm
Year.
exiting.
Happy New Year.
I'm exiting you. I still have plans.
But but we
so you'll get in due time.
We don't communicate in. We need to.
Yeah, we don't communicate in good. That is true.
Yeah. We do better than that.
We should do a lot better than that too. Gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Relative to that Venezuela situation, Mr. Sheldon, you might not take part, but as a serious issue, to the extent that we so close proximity to Venezuela, and Venezuela and Grenada has had for the longest while close ties, even before Chavez, and especially during Chavez's time. There's a serious set of mistake being made by Maduro right now. I'm not taking sides, right? Careful about that. What I'll say, or what I might say, don't think it biased. He has not been consistent. He has no definition. He has no direction. That's where the problem is. The guy is not conscious as much as he should be. And that's where the problem shows itself. That even create a problem for us in the Caribbean, especially for Grenada, I might say. Jamaica. I heard the Jamaican foreign minister, is a lady, speak over and over on the subject matter. There was a question that whether they was in the right direction. I don't know whether they should be in that direction that they did, where they distanced themselves from Chavez. Well, afterwards, the Carriacou meeting or the conference that went about in a, what they call it, the Facebook type of thing, where they have
video conferencing.
There wasn't there video conference. There wasn't there face-to-face everyone in a meeting hall. But they did it, and there was an agreement. I agree with the agreement. Recognize the Maduro government, the Maduro presidency. He is there because what America is trying to do now is a pack of nonsense. You can have an interim government when you have actually a government still in power. If you have a flux pass situation, then you have an interim government because you have no way to go, no side to take. But right now they're taking a side, and it makes no sense. And Bush is an idiot anyway. He keep doing that set of stupid things.
Not Bush. Sorry,
what's his name again?
Trump. President Trump.
Sorry.
But
sorry.
The gentleman is still the president of the United States. I don't think it's fair for us to be referring to him in any derogatory way because we wouldn't like an American come here.
Well, okay, I could even say sorry about that too.
Yeah,
but the thing is that he has been doing so much stupid things that his name might be synonymous to that. The thing is that he doesn't mean that I disrespect America for 1 second. Hello, I love America. I'm not an anti-American person for 1 second. I think he, as a person involved in what he's been doing for a long while, has no sense of what he's doing. And I think the similar thing shows up in Venezuela. I think Venezuela have a right to socialism. And this is a problem that has been showing up for the longest while. Forget about what capitalism among to. Forget about democracy among to. And this democracy thing is pack of crap as far as I'm concerned anyway. But more than anything else, you need to have a definition. We never had that problem in Cuba. Fidel Castro is a genius forever. Showing up to be, in spite of what? To be the determinant conceptualization of a personality ruling a country. We had the best in the world, put it that way, Nelson Mandela. We have creative people who show themselves relative to differences and go about putting it together and working out. In Venezuela situation, it's not working out. At the same time, it doesn't mean that what America is doing makes any sense. Bush and whoever, I know he put a team, or based on what they say, he put a team with the vice president to work out how Venezuela is going to work out in the end. No, it's not going to work out that way. Let the people of Venezuela determine what is going to happen. Because what the new interim person that they put in there is not going to work out. What he is going to do, what he going to do, there's no evidence that he's going to do anything that makes sense. There's no definition for what he's saying. I heard him speaking. I don't understand Spanish exactly, but the translation show up as a person who is just excited.
But,
and he's young.
Let me make a comment. Something you mentioned about Vice President Pence. It's interesting to know that he's the one that is responsible as a point person when it comes to Venezuela.
Yeah.
If we pay attention to some history about Pence, you will understand that he has some issue with the previous Venezuelan government when it comes to the oil issue and so on.
So business connection, and I've been following that a while, and certain comments that he has been making, not just now but before, right? And then they put together why he's so angry about certain things in Venezuela, not just now but before, based on his connection and so. Very interesting. I get the point, and they're making a serious mistake. Nothing would work out that way, because they have no solution to the problem. And Maduro too doesn't have a solution to the problem.
I think we need to have cool heads. We need to negotiate.
Up to this point, Maduro have never sat down and talked with the opposition. I never have any evidence relative to that. And that's what should have been done. You have a country to solve a problem with, talk to each other. Because they're fighting. When they're fighting, what will happen? Dead, everybody dead in the end. Maybe one might survive. It don't work that way.
Okay, brother.
Take care of you. Guys, be good, guys.
All right. Stay in touch.
My entire thing on this right now, I think that CARICOM, in my view, Sheldon's view, has taken the proper approach.
I think so.
And offered to be mediators in what can turn into a much bigger crisis than it is right now. I think the approach by the CARICOM countries is the one that should be pursued. I think the meeting that they are going to at the United Nations right now, if they put forward that, I think that it should be accepted and it should be the way forward. I also believe that there's also been statements by President Maduro only recently that he is open to talk. He's not going to elections, but he's willing to talk.
Yeah.
And if he is willing to talk, and the other side is willing to talk,
so then,
and the CARICOM region is willing to step in as the mediators.
Exactly.
In fact, we're even in a meeting in Venezuela. Come out. We'll put everybody on Calivini Island. Go there and talk.
Right there.
Yeah, everybody come. We go to Calivini Island, and even if President Trump want to come and join the conversation.
Of course, or Vice President Pence, if you know.
Prime Minister of Canada.
Let's discuss.
Prime Minister, President of, Chancellor of Germany, whoever. You want to come? Calivini Island is available. Come and sit down in Calivini Island and talk it out.
And talk it out.
When you leave there knowing that whatever takes place, and this is what must be remembered by all sides, whatever your political ideology or leaning, whatever your belief in economic formulas and so on, whatever your belief through what you've seen on the media or you yourself have experienced in Venezuela, what must be at the foremost part of everybody's mind, and I believe that is the CARICOM approach to it, is what is best for the people of Venezuela.
Yeah.
What do the people of Venezuela see as best for them, and what is best for the people of Venezuela? I don't think we could take the approach and say this is best for them or that is best for them. I think they are the ones who are in the Moccasin is who it does squeeze.
Exactly.
And I know in last I see a Moccasin. So the approach to be the people who are going to hold that discussion and interact, I think, is the best approach. I ain't taking no approach that, oh, this side is the best one or that side is the best one. I'm taking the approach that what you need now is negotiations, and you need sides to go in there with an open mind. It's the same thing as when we're speaking of the issue in relation to the gratuity payments here in Grenada. If you just refuse to negotiate, you refuse to come to the table, you have an unshifting position, then at the end of the day, you end up in a situation which is a crisis situation. We're not at a crisis situation now in Grenada, but you can find yourself ending up in those sort of situations. So it is best to take the approach that CARICOM has taken. I know many persons have been saying, oh, CARICOM should have taken the approach and just say outright they support or outright they don't support. And so you can't expect the Caribbean region. Come on, some people need to really read on politics itself and try to think. You can't expect Caribbean regions to take that approach.
Yeah, because you remember, different heads of government leaders think differently. They may have different approach to solving problems and so the best way is to meet the minds and come up with the best way forward for the Venezuelan people, or a majority of them, right?
They had a 4-hour meeting. They started somewhere around 5-6 o'clock, going up until nearly 10 o'clock the night. So a 4 to 5 hour meeting online discussing the issue. Not everybody is on the same page. Not everybody
you will never
believes
find
the same thing, but they will take a united approach to the issue. Because what is happening is right on our doorstep. It is next door. See when the neighbor house on fire?
I say next door, but the back room, I mean in the back room right there.
Yeah. So we have to be careful with that. Yeah? And in the interim, to the people and them locally here who want to destabilize and who trying their best to undermine and all the machinations and all kind of thing. We know
attempting to.
Doc, I believe it's that you do us, Doc.
We still taking Doc for 5 minutes. You don't care.
You're coming and say sorry. But I know it's probably one of those days. We know that has happened from time to time.
Calls all morning.
Yes, indeed, folks, we've just been joined in studio by Dr. Fleming. Better late than never, you know?
Better late than never.
Yeah, they always say that. Better late than never.
I'll make it up next time. Make it up next time.
Yeah, just come across a little bit for us, and yeah, let me just get the microphone for some reason that ain't doing it. Right, yeah. Right. Nice, man. Let me get you up there, Doc.
Headphones.
Yeah, the headphone right there, man.
Right there.
Yeah, we taking the 5 minutes. If we could get the 5 minutes, we taking the 5 minutes.
Tell me, yeah. Huh?
Doc, you had to tell the listeners, you promise them you're .com.
Good morning to the listeners.
And we know they're getting an honesty.
In Grenada, I really want to apologize this morning. It's whenever I come to Grenada, it's scheduled. I have appointments, and then I have emergency appointments. This morning was one of those that I had to deal with two matters at the same time. Involving a police officer. So I really want to apologize for coming in late. And what I promise I'll be back this week, whatever day that is given. I'll block everything off, and I'll come back to take your questions, take your phone calls. We can deal with a whole lot of issues on the spectrum of mental disorder, what's going on with the family behavior issues and so forth. You can call in and get all the information you need. In fact, I'll spend the entire time here. Make sure that I'm here early. I'll be here before Devon and Sheldon. I'll open up the door this time for them. So I really want to apologize. I tried my best to be here, but on my way here, I also head back to the police station to deal with the issue. And then as I'm heading back up here again, I had another call. I couldn't come off the phone. It's really hard when you come into Grenada and you're the only one doing this. There's so many. In fact, when I came in, 2 days after I came in, I met Devon at work. He can testify. Late in the night, dealing with issues and so forth with the young people and so forth. It's crucial in Grenada. But I promise you that I'll be back here whenever other day the gentleman is fit for me to be here, and we can handle some serious issues.
Definitely. So how has it been?
It's been hectic. What happened is that normally I'm here every other month. And dealing with issues, social issues, dealing with court matters, because as you rightly stated the other day, I have to move between helping police officers and then helping prisoners, and then dealing with the court in terms of doing evaluation so that help the lordship make a proper decision as to sentencing and so forth. Some of these prisoners are not competent. They have a level of mental deficiencies and so forth, and for years some of these things have been undiagnosed, and people have been sent to jail without having a proper understanding of what's going on. Even so, in the prison system, we don't have any type of serious qualified mental health expert there to help with this disorder. And some of these prisoners afterwards, they come out of prison and they're the same. In fact, they're even worse because they learn the trade whilst in prison. We have two social workers and they're not trained, but I thank God for them because they are doing their best that they can under these circumstances. In fact, sometimes when they see me, they're so excited, and only for me to crush their joy by telling them I'm so busy I can't even see them or attend to some of the cases that they want me to look at. So that's a serious issue right now. So I've been really busy dealing with, in fact, before the court can proceed with certain things, the judges will ask for a psychological evaluation to make determination, and there are a couple of them right now. When I left here in beginning of October, I was supposed to be back in November, and I went back to the States. I bought a house and I had to stay and get things organized, and so coming back now after 3 months, it's the work is all the way up there. Not to add to that too, you guys set me up in New York. You had me. You had in fact, I was in a radio program that you guys set up for me. I'll send you guys the bill for that. And after the radio program, it was off the chain. In fact, people start calling my phone, and I'm all the way in Georgia, and they're in New York, and they're calling the phone for me to help them deal with all these sort of issues and whatnot. In fact, I've been asked to come back on the program again, and I'm hiding, because I'm retired in the States, because when I come to Grenada, I'm so busy, so expect a bill coming. Just tell me the name of the business. I send a bill.
Wait. All right. Don't worry, we'll direct the bill in the correct direction.
Yeah, man, but I was glad to help out with the radio program in New York. We had a lot of people calling in.
But have you ever thought of doing a class down here for more psychologists? the multiplier effect, so that we can have some more psychologists, so that the weight could be eased off for you after a period of time.
In fact, I was contacted as one of the lecturers at SGU when they started the master's program in psychology. In fact, they needed someone to deal with abnormal psychology and also testing, because I think that's the area that's lacking in Grenada, testing. And in the testing, you get to really know exactly what's wrong with an individual. Most times what we do, we just see them for a couple of minutes without any psychometric testing, and then we diagnose them, and most times we diagnose them wrongfully. In fact, there was one matter I dealt with in a courtroom where they said the guy had schizoaffective disorder, and when I tested him, it wasn't. It was called pervasive developmental disorder, which is quite different from a mental health disorder, from psychosis, and I had to go to court and testify as to that. So testing was one of the things they asked me to come on board and do. It didn't really work out as it should, but right now within the police service, we are trying to see those who did some kind of training in psychology, and we want to, especially for the police service where privacy is important, we want to see if we can develop some of these individuals to help me, especially when I'm not here.
Okay, wonderful. Because I think that would be a wonderful move, though, because for the times that you're out and so on, and also to ease up so you could finally really retire. Yes, man. Especially when I come to Grenada, I want to go on the beaches. I want to go fly kite. I want to ride my motorbike. I want to do things. And whilst I'm doing it, I'm receiving calls and and emergency calls. In fact, as soon as I came from the airplane, I had to rush from the airplane to a meeting to deal with some issues. In fact, I didn't even know that New was coming in. Well, this Grenada small. So, but by the time you reach on the airport, somebody done call somebody. Long time, especially immigration. Say, I see dog pass through, dog pass through. So that's the case. In fact, this morning, I got a text reminding me of a 10 o'clock appointment, and I'm saying I didn't have a 10 o'clock appointment. I'm supposed to be on the radio at 11. What time am I supposed to be on the radio? 10 o'clock from 10? Yeah. Yes. Oh Lord, have mercy. have mercy. Yeah. But as a doc, we're gonna set a new day. We're gonna let the listeners know, because we're basically out of time right now. But we'd like to thank you, because other people that just didn't show up, but Doc still made the effort to come. For 5 minutes. And show his face and explain to the listeners. And that's very important. Very, very and all you, Doc need to ride his motorcycle in peace. When he go to fly kite, he need to do so in peace. That's my therapy. That's my therapy. Yeah. and Depot is Dr. Fleming. It's like me sometimes, you go on the beach to take a nice little relax and so on, while there's somebody coming and ask you something. Can you assist me to get into this program or to that program or so on? And so I say, here's my number. Give me a call at this time. Yeah, but I really want to talk to you on it right now. And you're there with your children or something, and you're trying to, and it's like, no, but I want to talk to you about it right now. No, just give me a little while. We can talk about it. Here's my number. Call me tomorrow or call me later today or so on. But some people, and the thing is, I might get a little flustered with it, but I don't get that upset, because I understand in some situations they need. Right. Yeah, right. So you might understand, I had situations, I said before on the program, people called me Christmas Day, asking about they would like help, assistance to get a job in A or B or whatever. And while you say, oh gosh, man, Christmas Day, call it, in the back of your head is, for this person to call you Christmas Day, the situation must be bad. They must be desperate. So I look at it from that aspect. But all you let Doc ride the motorbike. And especially now with the dry season, it's going to be prime riding season. Yes. We went around the island last week, the Cruiser Club. Yeah. We went on the island last week, and I look forward for that when I'm in Grenada. Yeah. I look forward for that. There's Easter coming up again, so it's more fun. It's going to be wonderful. More fun.
Sheldon, before we go, oh my Lord, Cami, good morning to you. Just want to let our listeners know and customers know that Cami has a small sale going on for t-shirts and pants for young boys, and so go out there and support Cami at the bus terminus. All right.
I see a certain man say you want to say something quick, so let me get the man to say something. Good. Let him say it quick. 1 minute.
Quick. Good morning.
Good morning, Doc.
It's afternoon.
How you doing?
But
afternoon.
If I only know was you, I'd say no.
Devon, you could say your heart is a big heart. Your mind, don't let your mind run away with you, all right? You have a big heart.
You're 1 minute finish. You're 1 minute finishing real fast.
Go ahead.
1 minute. Use it wisely.
Doc, I have to say, Doc, I did try to contact you, and I wasn't able to get to you. But I have to say, on behalf of the New Yorkers, thanks for the help that you extended to us on that program. And I need to know when you're available, because I get the calls all the time too. A matter of fact, someone just blowing my phone up, telling me you're there on the station in Grenada, and asking you when, bang, bang, bang.
Help, Doc can help you, and you go send the bill for you.
No matter
I forwarded it earlier. You know what I mean? Somebody will get paid.
No matter that bill will be paid in EC dollars, man. That bill coming right Grenada here. What we are saying.
That's my point. Doc, we could even do a step further. You could train me, and then I could take over the New York office.
Well, that sounds like a plan, man. That sounds like a plan.
Very good, so.
I don't think you want a person who's psychologically unbalanced to be in charge of dealing with this situation. Although this experience is the greatest teacher, so maybe.
Doc, when you tone down from your busy schedule, just shoot my WhatsApp, please. I just want to ask you a brief something. Just exchange speak into your headphone, just a quick minute about something. But
I'll send it immediately as soon as I'm finished. I'm sending you, and so we can chat whilst I'm driving. Not a problem.
All right, great. Okay. All right, thank you.
All right, bless you.
Sheldon, everyone have a great day.
Bye, Will.
And listen,
bye, guys.
For him, we're charging like $120 a minute and $150 a WhatsApp. USA no easy. $120 a minute if it's a phone call.
That US or euros.
$150 a WhatsApp.
Mercy.
Wait, that's how much you have to pay. USA don't try to pay no EC, and we don't want no we don't want no other currency. US alone, United States dollars. Pegged to go some way. Right, folks, that's all the time we have for Hard Talk. We'd like to thank Dr. Fleming for coming in studio with us. We'll endeavor to get him in studio either Thursday or Friday. Just have to double check the schedule. Either Thursday or Friday. We could close off the week Friday. But Thursday or Friday, we'd like to get you back in. So you'll check your schedule, you'll work on it, and we'll let the listeners know. So I'd like to thank each and every one of you out there in Radio Land, wherever you are. I'd like to thank City Sound, CRFM, Sister Isle.
92.9, Sister Isle, and 94.9, WeiVybz Radio in Brooklyn.
And plus all of those of you who've been joining us online, asking for Doc name, asking for Doc number, and all kind of... Me? I get the bill or not? I'm afraid right now. I'm real afraid. I have to go in cooperative bank and ask for a loan. I get afraid. Yes, indeed. So, folks, that's all the time we have talked today. It's been wonderful being here with you. Whatever you say and do it safe and secure. We want to be speaking to and with you.
And not about you.
We are out.